In this lecture, we will discuss two important properties, that is the time differentiation property, and we will also discuss frequency differentiation property. And we will discuss the definition and the proof related to these two properties. And we will also see how we can apply differentiation property in continuous time Fourier transform. How we can apply differentiation property to solve problems in continuous time Fourier transform. So first we will discuss the differentiation property. If there is a signal x of t and its transform is x of j omega, or we can write x of omega also, the derivative of x of t, that is d by dt of x of t. So we will differentiate the signal x of t with respect to time. There is a derivative of the signal. Then its transform will be simply j omega into x of j omega. And if you know the transform of x of t, it's very easy to find the transform of derivative of that particular signal. So this is again an advantage of transforms, why we require transform. Because it's very easy to find out the derivative of the signal in frequency domain. Simply we can multiply this j omega term in frequency domain. So this is a continuous time Fourier transform differentiation property in time domain. It's very important. It's a time domain differentiation property, because next we will discuss frequency domain differentiation. So here it is d by dt, and later we will discuss d by d omega. Okay. And differentiation time domain property says that differentiation of function in time domain is equivalent to the multiplication of its Fourier transform by a factor of j omega. Okay. And we can extend this property if there is an nth derivative, d raised to n x of t dt raised to n. So nth derivative of x of t, then we can simply multiply j omega n times. That is j omega the whole raised to n into x of j omega. Okay, this property is very important because the remaining portions we will discuss with respect to this. When you discuss LTI system, this property is very useful to solve the differential equations, or if you want to find the transform of the differential equation, we will frequently use the differentiation property. So now we'll see the proof, how we can prove this particular property. So we know the inverse Fourier transform equation, that is x of t, not Fourier transform, inverse transform x of t is given by 1 by 2 pi integral minus infinity to infinity x of j omega into e raised to j omega t d omega. So if you know the signal x of j omega, we can calculate x of t by using this particular formula. This is the inverse continuous time Fourier transform formula. So we can differentiate this particular equation with respect to t. Okay. So d by dt of x of t in the left hand side, and right hand side you can see that the variable is omega here, but there is a term e raised to j omega t, it contains t. So we can apply this particular differentiation on the right side only to that particular term, that is d by dt of e raised to j omega t, because all the term you can consider as a constant. So if you differentiate this, you will get 1 by 2 pi integral minus infinity to infinity x of j omega, and this exponential term, if you differentiate, becomes j omega e raised to j omega t d omega. Okay. If you look at this particular term and the standard equation, so here we are actually calculating the inverse Fourier transform of x of j omega. Now we can see that this is the inverse Fourier transform of the signal j omega into x of j omega. That is the inverse continuous time Fourier transform, inverse continuous time Fourier transform of the signal j omega into x of j omega. That's the right hand side. So the left hand side is actually d by dt of x of t. So from this we can conclude that the Fourier transform of d by dt of x of t is simply j omega into x of j omega. So you can write the continuous time Fourier transform of the signal d by dt of x of t can be written as simply j omega into x of j omega. So if you closely observe this particular equation, we can conclude this. Now we will discuss another property, that is the differentiation in frequency domain. So it's very important, don't get confused with the time domain and frequency domain. Now we will differentiate with respect to omega. So that's the right hand side of the equation. So here x of t is a signal and whose transform is represented by x of j omega. Then, so this is x of j omega, and we need to differentiate in frequency domain, that's d by d omega, which is equal to in time domain multiplication by a factor minus j t into x of t. Okay, so it's equivalent to multiplication in time domain by a factor minus j into t. Or in other words, in time domain, if you multiply the signal with minus j into t, it's equivalent to its frequency differentiation in frequency domain. Okay, so this is actually differentiation in frequency domain. So more commonly, we are using time differentiation in most of the problem, but this is also important. And sometimes these terms will also represent in different way. That is, this is a common practice that we're writing t into x of t. If you write t into x of t, it becomes 1 minus 1 by j d by d omega into x of j omega. So if you write in this way, and if you multiply j in the numerator and denominator, it becomes t into x of t is represented as j into d by d omega of x of j omega. This is also a very common notation, and this kind of questions you can expect. If any signal is multiplied by a factor t in time domain, it's equivalent to a frequency domain differentiation. One more thing, you need to remember that we need to multiply with j. J into d by d omega into x of j omega. So we can remember these two representations, and most of the time we can expect questions by multiplying the given signal with t. So at that time, it's very difficult to solve by using direct method in the continuous time Fourier transform equation by integral equation. So instead of that, we will use this differentiation property in frequency domain when there is a question like t into x of t or t square into x of t, etc. Now we can see the proof. So for the previous explanation, we took the inverse Fourier transform equation. Now we'll take forward transform equation. That is x of j omega is given by integral minus infinity to infinity x of t e raised to minus j omega t dt. Now, if you differentiate with respect to omega, that's d by d omega into x of j omega can be written as, here in the right side, the variable is t, so we can apply the differentiation term in e raised to minus j omega t term. You can consider all the terms are like constants. So integral minus infinity to infinity x of t into minus j t into e raised to minus j omega t dt. And if you look at this particular equation, see that normally x of j omega is written by x of t into e raised to minus j omega t. So in place of x of t, here it is minus j t into x of t. So we can consider it's a Fourier transform of the signal minus j t into x of t. So you can write it's a continuous time Fourier transform of the signal minus j t into x of t. This is the right hand side. Left hand side is simply d by d omega into x of j omega. Okay, if you rearrange, you can write the first equation. Okay, thank you.